Hey guys, good morning. Today I want to talk about translanguage. Translanguage is a term that came from the social linguistics, and it means that bilinguals, they're using both of their languages in the meaningful integrated system to improve their communicational outcomes. So what we mean under the communicational outcomes, it helps them to live better quality life, right? So what is translanguage? Let me give you a couple of examples. One of the examples is that the bilingual Spanish speakers, they can use interchangeably with the word cono and the word cylinder, right? While they are doing math, interchangeably. One sentence with cono and another, not like it's pop up, right? Pop, pop, pop. The second one is when we, by some reason, we can infer the meaning of the words that we don't know in, let's say, in English, based on of the similar words, let's say in Spanish, or like in my case in Russian. So that's inferring the meaning from the cognates. That is also work of translanguage. It definitely improves my guessing skills and comprehension, right, if I do that. So that is the positive side, part of the translanguage. As this is what we know, that language is not compartmentalized in from each other, so they are communicating inside the head of the bilinguals. But the problem of the social linguistics is that it's just a theory, right? It's just a theory that everybody may say, oh yeah, that looks like yeah, everybody does it. But the point is that, like, from a science standpoint, you cannot touch it, right? You cannot touch it, you cannot prove it. You only can do polls and votes and reflection from the people. So it's not engineering science, okay? Because neurologically, the part of the brain that is responsible for language processing is just one, and there is no way you can pinpoint one of the languages or the second one. Okay. However, this is not a sentence, right? Okay, this is a preposition. People do that, but for multilingual, balanced multilinguals, right? Those skills may be useful when we recognize the meaning of the word, or maybe not useful when we cannot control the outcomes, the outputs from our mouths. By some reason, we did not develop proper vocabulary in both languages, so we can speak only like monolingually without accessing other language all the time. This is what the problems of those disbalanced bilinguals, where they just keep on pulling the meanings of the words from other language because they never learned or never knew the meaning of that word in another language. So for balancing several languages, right, I personally did this. Every time when she could switch, I paid attention to that, because that for me was a sign of her not knowing like that word from another language. And once you learn that word in another language, they stop doing code switch. And so for me, the translanguage skills are, especially at the level of the outcome, are rather enemy than friend, because my personal objectives for my kid is her to be sounded like monolingual, being able to communicate like monolingual in monolingual setups, okay? Because we travel all the time, and I don't want her to code switch with English in let's say in taxis or in public, because that attracts wrong attention. I don't want her people turn their heads around and saying, oh, the kid speaks English. I mean, it's not, it may be cool for artificial bilinguals, but not cool for us as foreigners, because prices goes up, attention goes in the wrong direction. I'm not sure for the taxi drivers where we are gonna go if she starts speaking English to me, because that raises a red flag. I may have money, so you can and you know, like many things negative may happen just because kids cannot control the output of their mouth. In Latin America, that could be the same. Prices go up, you can be kidnapped, you can be robbed, and many things may happen just because you cannot control your mouth. You code switch because you never learned the word. That is freaking dangerous. So that's why I personally get rid of those code switches. Not like I'm not punishing or something. We're working on that all the time. So once you feel that hole when there is a code switch, it means that in another language there is a hole for that word. So once you fill up with that hole, the code switch stops. So the proficiency grows, right? That's my goal. And I want you to just pay attention to this situation. That is not the God blessing that they code switch. Yes, it is at some point, but it also can be dangerous as well. So all depends. If you are not traveling outside of United States and you are sitting in your orange country all the time, so like, go ahead, just enjoy your full translanguage back and forth. But I'm traveling, I want her to be on the safe side. Okay, so that's my point of view.